Hey guys, my name is Mark Kornev, also known as GTW292 in the IB world, and today I will tell you a little bit about my IB journey, my CAS, EE, and TOK experiences. Sounds complicated, right? So let's dive into the IB world and understand what all these things mean. First, let me tell you a little bit about IB. IB stands for International Baccalaureate, but everyone calls it IB because people just can't pronounce baccalaureate. Also, I will use a lot of acronyms, as you already heard that, just because that's what they do. They literally put them everywhere and on anything. IB is an international organization that has created 4 rigorous programs, but today we'll be talking only about DP or Diploma Program, which is right there. They also have a primary year program for kind of lower school kids. Then they have middle year program for middle school, diploma program, and career related program. Let's mention that IB Diploma, it's a cake with a cherry on top of it. 6 subjects are our layers, and core is our cherry on top of it. And here's the most important image of the whole IB program. The IB wheel! As you can see, that's the IB Diploma Program wheel, and that's one of the most important things that we actually have in the diploma program because it actually describes the whole diploma program in just one, let's say, image. So basically it starts with international mindedness because if you actually want to succeed, you gotta be open-minded and you have to be well-rounded. In order to get your diploma, you need to have 3 SL, which are standard level classes, and 3 HLs, which are higher level classes. Also, you can have 4 HLs, 2 SLs if you wish to, but it's not really recommended. So basically you have 6 areas, 6 subject areas from which you're going to be studying. So first is the arts. Then we have mathematics, then we have social sciences, language, basically you're learning your native language, acquisition of language, and sciences, our basic sciences. You are not required to take an art class. You can replace it with another language, social science, or a science class. And that's basically what I did because I'm not a real artistic person. And I'm going to tell you that all the art classes, all the IB art classes are really challenging. So my classes that I took were Biology HL, Global Politics HL, English BHL, and for my SLs, I had ESS, Russian Literature SL, and Mathematics SL. Also, if we're going to go deeper into the circle, we will see Creativity Action Service, which I was talking about before, but I used an acronym because that's what IB people do. We use acronyms all over the place. And Creativity Action Service, that's what CAS stands for. Extended Essay, we usually say EE instead of Extended Essay. And instead of Theory of Knowledge, we're just going to say TOK. And basically, let's talk a little bit about TOK. TOK consists of 2 aspects. First is the presentation and an essay. The essay is on the prescribed title. You get a list of 6 questions, and you're going to choose one and write an essay about knowledge on that topic, which sounds really hard, but if you're going to dig deeper, you just have to write what you think, and that's what makes it easier. EE, or extended essay, is the 4,000 word research paper on the topic that you choose. You can choose a topic that is connected to any of those 6 subject areas, and it's the best thing about IB Diploma because you can actually use it in the future when you're applying for colleges and all that kind of stuff. You can send them an abstract of your EE or the whole thing if you want to and show what kind of work you can do, and it's pretty cool. EE sounds like a lot, but actually it's nothing that you have to worry about because when you actually start doing it, you feel that you want to write more and more. So I wrote 5,500 words instead of 4,000. And the limit is 4,000, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do now? So I ended up deleting 1,500 words because I wouldn't be able to submit it. Even though the in-text citations don't count, I just didn't really have a choice. You also get an advisor, which is amazing because the advisor that you choose is an expert in that area that you're writing an essay in. And when I was writing mine, my advisor was Ms. Z. I don't know if you know her, but she's amazing. So I already talked about CAS a little bit, and CAS stands for Creativity, Action, and Service. So CAS is the thing that you have to do for 18 months of your diploma program, even during the summer. It's divided into two aspects or two categories. The first one is the CAS project, and the second is the CAS experiences that have to meet certain outcomes that I'm going to be talking later on about, and all of them have to be in like different areas. So some creativity, some activity, and some service. And experiences are the things that you're actually going to be doing over the course of the 18 months of your diploma program. Okay, so my CAS project, I'm going to be talking about my CAS project in like a second. I'm going to walk you through my website, but if you want to explore the website by yourself, you are more than welcome to scan this QR code. It's going to take you right there to the website. And honestly, my CAS project was the most favorite and the least favorite experience ever, because the reason what was so amazing is that I was actually doing what I love and what I'm passionate about, but it was really, really hard and time consuming, and I was stressing out during the whole 2-week period. You'll see, and you'll probably understand why I was stressing out if you're gonna explore the website. Guys, I really want to talk to you about my CAS project, and that's basically what I created for it as my creativity aspect of it. I created a website, and on the first page it says, "Welcome to Murat Kornev's CAS project." And I'm going to show you this video in a second.
I've been like my whole life, going all the way. I'm still like I turn away from broken mirrors. I feel like when I learn to say I wanna fight, won't fix my running. Say yeah. Come on and raise your water cry. You are the one who never dies. Erasing it like.
Then I discussed some of the camp activities that we had. We had a leadership training program. We had Boker Tov, which was like morning exercise that we had every day. And I have an inspiring quote, because why not? I have my phone numbers. That's the US one, that's the Ukrainian one. So you know how to find me. Then I have about our camp, and I'll go to the gallery in a second. So, learning about us, it gives the explanation of what my CAS project was. Murat Kornev CAS project was a half-day camp that was located in Odessa, Ukraine. This camp was organized by Murat Kornev and GCC, also known as Jewish Community Center, Beit Grant, as a product of collaboration between Murat and LIF, League of Jewish Volunteering. It was a camp for kids with disabilities from unprivileged and large families. The camp was organized on the territory of Beit Grant. First 2 months were spent on planning, first 2 months of the summer. And then in August, for 2 weeks, we provided an opportunity for these kids to enjoy the 2-week-long free camp. Here I have the schedule that we had. I have the PDF if you want to download it, and contact again. Now I want to go to the gallery. So in the gallery we can see a video.
I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass. And no trouble at all.
Then we have some photos. So morning exercise, and explain that it's really important. Then more photos from the morning exercises. Then discussions. Discussions is a very important aspect of self-development. During discussions, everyone can share their point of view. This forces everyone to think outside the box, and basically that's what IB asks you to do. Coffee breaks, because kids always need some sort of break during the day because they get tired. So we gave them some cookies and juice and tea and water. They had water available to them for the whole time. Then we were studying, getting ready for school, and more studying. We had a teacher, an English teacher, that helped them to work on their English, because English is a very important part. End of the day feedback. Every day we ended up was talking to the kids and asking what we can do better tomorrow so they can enjoy the camp more. And that's a girl. Her name is Isa, and she's just sharing love, because why not, And we had some lectures. And it's very important to sit and listen for a lecture about self-development or self-improvement. And of course, we usually showed a little movie right after the lecture. It's time to talk a little bit about past experiences that I actually had experienced. Haha, what a joke, right? Whatever. So first I would like to talk to you about challah baking. It's basically a service event that I did back in 2017, I would say. Yeah, I think it was November 2017. I helped all people to make challahs for Shabbat. It was kind of a cool experience, I would say. Then cooking class, it's something that we did as core kids together. All the IB Diploma kids had a cooking class for our creativity requirements. Then I did CrossFit classes over the summer, because you are required to do CAS over the summer as well, even though you don't really have school at that time. You have to do CAS for 18 months of your IB Diploma Program. Flow construction for Multicultural Club, United Nations, 2018-2019, Multicultural Week, 2018 to 2019. I did a lot of stuff there as well. And you always need some sort of evidence, and I'm going to talk to you about evidence in just a little bit. So one new thing that I'm doing right now, and probably by the time you're going to watch this video, I've already done that. It's a yoga class that I've just decided to do. I don't know why. For my new CAS experience, it's something that I've never done before, and I feel like it's going to be a pretty cool experience for me. Then Ninja Lounge. Ninja Lounge it's a trampoline park in Miami where all the IB Diploma kids were taken by our core teachers. And it was pretty fun, I would say. Then open house, photo of the day. It's kind of a thing that I did over the course of 13 months. I posted one photo every day that kind of concluded my day or gave me inspiration for the day or all that kind of stuff. And I posted it on Twitter, then took a screenshot of it, and I put it in Manage Back as my reflection and as my evidence. Photoshop work is actually one I want to stop at and talk to you a little bit in more details about it. So I never thought that Photoshop can be so interesting. It's something I tried last summer, and it worked out pretty well for me. And I decided, why not to make this my CAS experience? And I decided to post one Photoshop work a month. That's my first experience with Photoshop. I did it back in June. I gave it a name, Look Into the Future, but it's not really Look Into the Future. Then I have my work from July, which is kind of the same. I use the same photo for the background. Then I have August, September, October, November, December, January, and February. Here's my March piece, and that's my April's piece.
I literally just finished it, and that's my last CAS evidence. But also there are 7 learning outcomes, which are literally right here. And my favorite out of all of them was strengths and growth, because it kind of helped me to develop new things within myself and kind of understand what kind of person I am.
So, as of right now, I'm almost done with my CAS, and I can say that I totally became more organized and I can manage my time much, much better. Because now I know that there are things that I actually have to do outside the school and that they actually matter. And I've already talked to you about Photoshop, and I feel like it's something that I'm going to be doing later on in my life as a hobby or something. Maybe I can get money from it. I don't know yet.
During the 18 month of IB Diploma, you actually find friends that are always there for you, and you actually feel supported 24/7. And for your information, you always can ask your teachers to help you. If you're struggling, do not forget you always have Miss Wolpowitz. If you don't know, Miss Wolpowitz is an IB coordinator at North Broward, and she helps you to solve any kinds of problems, and she's literally with you 24/7.
Over my head, there is a super important question. What have I learned? Personally, I have learned a lot of things curriculum-wise, but most importantly, I learned how to be an individual. IB taught me to fight for my opinion and actually to have it. Also, I've learned one of the most important things in my life, and that's public speaking skills, because without them, I won't be able to move forward in all life. And I did it through an enormous amount of presentations that I had to do in IB over the course of the last 2 years. And IB is basically project-based learning, and IB is also all about thinking outside the box. If any one of you are in the world history honors right now, you understand what I'm talking about, because I mean, at least it was like that 2 years ago when I took it. Yes, I'm pretty old, but anyways, something could change. But at the time I was there, we were doing all kinds of projects. Literally every week we had a new project that we had to do, and then we had to present it. And if you actually enjoy that kind of learning, then IB is a perfect fit for you. I've learned one more super important thing. I've learned that competition is really important in your life, but you should not be really competing with people that are in the same boat with you. Like, if you're not, I wasn't actually competing with other IB Diploma students, because it's not something that we do. We're just trying to help each other, and actually helping each other, explaining things helps you to understand the material better and create a friendship that will last for a long, long time. So, for instance, last year, there was a girl, her name was Sophia. I mean, she still is, but she's from Brazil, and she came to North Broward last year, only for 1 year for her father's job or something. But at the end of the year, her family decided they're going to move back to Brazil, and we only had a few classes together. I think it was Global and Core. Not gonna lie, I don't remember at this point, it was a while ago. So she moved back this year to Brazil, but we still talk to each other, honestly, at least once or twice a week, discussing our problems with AB, because there are a lot of things that are not gonna go perfect, like, honestly. So basically, I'm not gonna lie. No, not gonna lie. Forget about 8 hours of sleep. Just forget about it. Weekends, yes, but the weekdays, no. Just forget about it. No 8 hours of sleep. But anyways, let's be positive here. So, before I started IB, I thought that it's so hard and that I will never be able to get through it. And it was kind of like a bowl, because I jumped from CP classes into IB world, and I was like, is that really happening to me? But then I realized that I just gotta manage my time better and everything will be fine. And that's actually what happened. I got a planner. I actually wrote everything in it. It worked out perfectly, and I ended up having straight A's the only B that I had was a B plus in bio. But bio is a super challenging class. Super challenging. Only 0.01% of people get a 7 in bio. And a 7 is the maximum grade for IB. So if you're gonna think that, oh my god, it's an IB class and that's why it's so hard, nothing's gonna happen. You will only succeed if you're gonna self-motivate yourself and kind of help yourself to get through all the problems that you are facing right now. That's the only way how you can get through all that workload. So here's the thing. The workload in IB is pretty enormous, I'm just gonna say that. But at the same time, if you can manage your time well, you're gonna be 100% fine. And I've learned how to manage my time, and now I have 6 hours of sleep, which is perfectly fine for me. We're getting closer to the end of the video, so yeah. And I really want to talk to you about the relationship between IB and different universities. So honestly, some people say that it doesn't matter in the US if you are an IB diploma candidate. However, I'm just gonna say that I had pretty decent grades. I probably had like straight A's from 9th grade to the end of 11th grade, except with like 1 B in bio. But that's like a different story, never mind. So I had a pretty good GPA, but my test scores were really, really low. I would even say honestly, they sucked. So I took SAT once and I took ACT 2 times. I got 1190 on my SAT and 23 and then 24 on my ACT. Moreover, because I'm an international student, and probably some of you are, you will have to face the TOEFL test or an IELTS test, and I honestly, personally hate them. I hate all the standardized testing because I think it's just stupid. But anyway, so I got a 84 on TOEFL out of 120, but I know that my English level is much higher than that, and I had to pay $200 only to take the test. To be honest with you guys, I'm not a test taker whatsoever, and because of my IB Diploma candidate status, I got into some pretty good universities. So I got into Fordham, I got into Chapman, and I got an 80 grand scholarship to Chapman. I got into Northeastern, I got to Drexel, I got into a few more universities, and I'm gonna end up going to University of Miami. So IB really helped me through the application process. Here's my piece of advice for y'all who are actually considering being a diploma student. Know what you're doing. You have to know what's going on and plan a lot of things ahead. And do not procrastinate. And of course, thank you for watching this. And if you have any questions, I'm going to be more than happy to answer them. I'm going to leave my email later on, the subtitle or whatever. And I'm actually going to leave you my phone number, the US one and the Ukrainian one, so you can contact me anytime you want. Expect an answer as soon as possible.